guys, you have a solo Jessie episode here. I have not done this in a long time, but to be honest, it has been so hard to keep up with mine and Kaylee's schedules. And to be honest, it's all my fault because the last 2 times we had to podcast, I had to reschedule it and I felt so terrible. But with her doing hair and being the director of Jay-Z Academy and with everything I have going on, it has been damn near impossible to sit down together and podcast. So I feel really weird sitting here alone, not having Kaylee here, but hopefully this will be the only time I do a solo for a long time. We will for sure be back on our normal schedule soon. It's just a little nuts right now. But I thought today I could do an episode answering some questions I got because I did a Q&A box on my Instagram story and I got so many questions and I have not had the chance to get around to answering all of them. So I thought I would just answer the rest of them here and make this a Q&A episode. So before we start that, we will do highlights and lowlights. Here's our highlights and lowlights of the week. Okay, I would say my highlight for the week is that we have a crazy weekend coming up. I am so excited. We planned all of this so long ago and it's crazy that it's finally here. So if you follow me, you've probably seen me talk about all of this, but we have a big party on Friday that we're throwing for Jessijzstyles. It is going to be celebrating 8 years of Jay-Z being open and also our new merch launch. We have 3 crew neck sweatshirts launching and 1 t-shirt, and they're going on sale February 23rd, which is the day of the party, and you will be able to buy them at the party as well. So we're so excited. This is the best merch we have yet. I'm just so thrilled for you guys to get it and see it all. It's amazing. So that is going to be so fun. It's at the Depot in Salt Lake, which is a venue that hosts concerts usually. So it's crazy that we're like doing this huge event and there's going to be like 200 to 400 people there. I have no idea how many people are going to show up, but I think we have close to 400 that signed up to come. So I'm so excited and it's just going to be a party. It's going to be me, my team, some of my friends, family, and people who are coming who are supporters of Jay-Z. So if you're planning on coming, I'm so excited to have you. We sent out an email with tickets and details, but just a reminder, it's cocktail dress. So it's going to be a fun night. Dress your best. It doesn't have to be like a ball gown, but something fun and formal a little bit. And it's going to be the best. So I'm so excited for that. And then going right into Saturday and Sunday, we have our color class on Saturday and our extension class on Sunday. So it's going to be a crazy weekend, just back to back to back to back. And I'm excited because we have like most of our ambassadors flying out for this party and they're going to be here this weekend. We're going to go to dinner with them. It's going to be so fun. So I cannot wait. I would say my low light is that Jovi has been so sick. She's finally getting better, but she got hand, foot, and mouth. And if you are a parent and your child has ever had that, it is hell on earth. She broke out in rashes everywhere. And that's what made me start to wonder if she was sick or what was going on. And I went to the pediatrician and they were like, yeah, she for sure has hand, foot, and mouth. And as soon as they gave her that diagnosis, I swear it was like fever, cough, runny nose, just everything. So she has been miserable. And we were just keeping her on Tylenol, doing oatmeal baths. And then my friend told me about this like wives' tale that if you cut up a red onion and put it in their socks overnight, the onions are supposed to like suck up the toxins and the onions will be shriveled in the morning. And I did it and it literally worked and she was so much better the next day. So I don't know if you guys believe in stuff like that, but I do now because it made all the difference. But she's finally on the mend, getting so much better, but it was so sad. And I just hate when the kids are sick because it's so hard. Okay, so I have so many questions I haven't answered and then some that I did that maybe I'll just repeat here in case you guys didn't see them on my Instagram. So first one says, baby girl names you like but didn't use outside of Jovi and Jolie. Oh, this is a good one. Baby girl names, I have 2 that I really loved and one was Lainey, Lany, because if you know me, I'm obsessed with the band Lainey and I just also think that's such a cute girl name. I know a few girls named that and I love it. So if we hadn't done like the J theme, I think I for sure would have done Lainey. And then also Lennon. So I guess I like L and J names. I think Lennon is just so cute. And also if we hadn't been stuck on the J name theme, then I could have done Lennon for like the rocker theme because we have Jagger like Mick Jagger, Jovi, Bon Jovi, but we could have done Lennon like John Lennon. So that also was another name on my list, but we ended up ultimately doing the J's and it's worked out great. But I really love those 2 names. There's so many names I love though. I feel like I see names all the time that I'm like, oh, that would be so cute, but I am done having kids, so no need for them. Okay, second question is, how do you manage to run an empire and have quality family time with your little ones and partner? I am probably the worst person to ask this to, especially if you asked my husband, he'd be like, she sucks at it. But I am really struggling with balance, especially because I'm working on a new project right now. I can't talk about it yet, but it has thrown so much more on my plate and I'm already extremely busy. And I feel like I've been very stretched thin with that. It's so fun and I love it, but it's definitely been a little bit hard lately. But yeah, I mean, in my normal life, I have the salon, I have the extension company, the education business, the hair school, content creation, my YouTube channel, the podcast, everything. And then on top of that, it's like we're coming up with new products with our hair care line and we're going to premiere and I'm always doing new classes. And then, I have my 2 kids and husband and it's just a lot. So I do feel like I'm drowning a little bit. Luckily, I'm the type of person that I have to always be doing something. If I have a day off, I'm usually cleaning my house or like, let's go do something. I'm so bad at sitting still. And that's actually one of my goals this year because I need to like sit with myself and just like take time for myself because I feel really guilty doing that because I have such a big to-do list. If I ever take time for myself, I feel really guilty and I can't enjoy it. So I need to learn how to be still. But the good thing about being how I am is that I thrive in like chaos and busyness. And so I'm always doing something. So I feel like if I wasn't this way, I wouldn't have what I have. So it's good, but I definitely need to learn how to balance. My biggest thing I've tried to do is when I'm home with my kids or my husband, I try to be just like 100% present. That does not always happen because I'm a business owner. There's always things I need to answer, things like that. But I'm, very careful about not just scrolling on my phone or doing things like that when I'm with them. And then when I'm at work, I try to put 100% into work so that that doesn't bleed over into my personal life once I'm off the clock. So I think that's the biggest thing. And then just learning to take time for myself to do things I enjoy, whether it's going to the gym, reading a book, taking a bath, doing things to kind of recharge my batteries so that I can be the best I can be for my business and my family. But honestly, if anyone tells you they have this figured out, they don't, because you're only human and you can only stretch yourself so thin and it's really hard. So if I ever find like the magic ingredient to success, I'll let you know. But just know, even if online it looks like I have it like all together, I really don't. So I am just like you. So random, but where is your pink and green bathrobe from that you like have in some of your videos you do in your bathroom? So I will put a picture up on the screen if you're watching this on YouTube. It's from Drunk Elephant and I got it like 2 years ago. I don't know if they have it anymore, but it was like something they had on their website when I was buying skincare and I was like, awesome. And it's so cute. It's like lightweight and kind of silky and I love it. So it's like the best bathrobe, but I don't know if they have it anymore. Someone said, I admire how hard you work. We want to start a business and are terrified. Any advice? My biggest piece of advice when it comes to owning a business or starting something new in general is just do it. I feel like there are so many reasons to not do it. And there's so many things that can hold you back, especially fear. And I feel like if you're always waiting for the right moment, you're never going to be ready. So my biggest piece of advice is just, if you know what you want to do, then just start. Just have a vision, have a mission statement, have a brand deck, have a vision, have a name. As long as you have like the general idea and the vibe of what you're wanting your business to be, then you can do it. I mean, when I started Jessie, it was nowhere near what we have today. And I couldn't have started, with all of this. So you have to start somewhere, start small, and you're going to build over time. And just remember that that's normal and it's part of the process. And if I wouldn't have started, making YouTube videos 8 years ago, or just decided to open a salon because I thought it sounded fun, I wouldn't have what I have today. So I think you really just have to be ready for it. Know that it's a financial commitment, a time commitment. It's going to take up a lot of your life, to be honest. And as long as you're ready for that, knowing what a big responsibility it is, just do it. That no one can just make you ready but yourself. And you're going to learn mistakes along the way. You're never going to be 100% knowledgeable to start that business because you learn as you go and as you make those mistakes. So if you're ready, I say just dive head in. Favorite places to shop for clothes. If you've followed me for a while, you know that Free People is like 99% of my closet. I am just waiting for the day I'm going to get a brand deal with Free People because I see all these influencers going on trips with them, buying their things or like getting sent things. And I promise you, I have spent more at Free People than any of those people. So Free People, if you're listening, that is my dream collab. So maybe one day, but no, literally like Free People is my jam. I love Anthropologie, Nordstrom, I'm trying to think, like there's some online places like ASOS, and Revolve is really great. Revolve's great because they have everything. Like you can find dresses, skirts, pants, tops, shoes, accessories. Same with ASOS. And especially for class outfits and like event outfits, I really love Revolve and ASOS actually. But yeah, I would say those are my go-tos. Hair restock anytime soon. So I've kind of explained how this works in the past, but with our hair restock, so we place an order and it's a big order and we do that every couple of weeks. And then we just get hair sent to us as it's finished. So just because we place an order for X amount of hair doesn't mean that all of that's going to be to us in 2 weeks. It takes 6 to 8 weeks to actually create that hair, which is why we're constantly placing orders. And then we just have our factory send us hair as it's made and ready so that we're just getting things quickly. So even though it's not like always an order of what we placed an order for, it's just coming as it's ready. Also, we do our hair in a very specific way where it's not being done quickly. If some factories are making extensions where they're done in 2 to 3 weeks, that's usually because the quality is lower and they're putting it in probably a vat of 40 volume to process over 3 days rather than 10 volume to process over 2 weeks. So just know that there are reasons that it takes a little bit longer sometimes, and we definitely pride ourselves in the quality of our hair and the way it's created. And we're always restocking. If you are certified with us, then you're in the jessijstyles certified Facebook group and you guys get first dibs. So we always tell that group when we have restocks, and we have at least one a week, if not more sometimes. And then if you have our app, you can download jessijstyles on the App Store now, and it will notify you when we have restocks as well. So you'll just get a notification. And then if you're looking for something specific and it's out of stock, my best suggestion to you would be to sign up under that item for email notifications, because the minute it's back in stock, you'll get an email. So I know it's kind of hard because we have certain colors, lengths, and methods that are most popular, and they're usually the first ones to go, but they're also the first ones we're reordering. So just know that usually things are back in stock every few weeks. What is your motto? Oh my gosh. I don't know if this would be like my life motto, but right now it's something that really resonates with me and something I heard and took to heart and I'm trying to embody. Just because my life is a little bit public, I put myself out there online. I heard this quote and I really loved it. So it said, 50% of the people will love you, 50% of the people will hate you, and none of it's going to be true because they don't know you. So don't put too much weight in the good things or the bad things. And I really loved that because I feel like putting yourself out online is scary. And I've certainly gotten backlash, rumors, bad things said about me. I swear, like anyone I meet is like, oh, you're actually nice. Like I just have heard things about you. Like you're a crazy boss, you're a crazy friend. And I know where that narrative comes from and I'm used to it by now, but no one knows the real story. So I can't put weight in it. I know there's Reddit pages out there about me. I know people say things, people that even know me have said things, but I know my heart. I know who I am at the end of the day. And as long as I'm taking inventory of my friends and family in my life and I'm good with them, I'm good, because I don't need to put weight into the good or bad things that people say about me. Because I think if you put weight into the good things people say about you, that's when your ego starts to grow and people can get kind of full of themselves. And if you put weight into the bad things, that's what tears you down and makes it really hard to have this job. So neither of them are true because those people do not know you. They know a very curated image of you that you're putting out there, right? Even if you are sharing the bad parts in your life, they still don't see everything. So I just have tried to hold on to that recently. And I wouldn't say it's my life motto, but it's something I'm living by right now. And I do feel like it's helped me when I've gotten negative comments or something bad's happened. I'm just like, doesn't affect my life, doesn't affect who I really am. And I know who I really am. And the people in my life know who I really am. So that's all that matters at the end of the day. Will you ever have an ashy taupe colored of brown extensions? I would say the Michelle and the Desmond are pretty dead on to this, unless you're thinking something different. If you sent this message, you could maybe send me a photo of what you're thinking. But when I think of the Michelle and the Desmond, I would say they are cooler toned and kind of like that mushroom brown. Recommendations for no underwire bras. You're asking the right girl because I hate wearing underwire bras. I hate them so much. So I wear a lot of sports bras. I wear a lot of bralettes from like Free People or Anthropologie. And since I've gotten implants, I actually can go braless quite often. The nips are still kind of there, but they stay up and they're supported, which is the reason I got implants. So that's a nice perk, because I don't have to wear a bra unless like the outfit I'm wearing requires one, or I really feel like I need one that day. But yeah, I'm a big fan of bralettes, and I usually get them at like Free People, Anthropologie. I'm trying to think of like where else, but yeah, I think those are my go-tos. This one's funny. How is your hair not dead after the amount of times you have colored it? Good question. That's why I'm dark right now, because I was dark last year and it got really healthy and long. And then I went blonde again, like 4 different times. And of course now, I have some fried pieces in the front because I can never learn my lesson. And I decided again, I'm like, okay, I really loved when my hair was healthy. So I went darker again, and I love the color I have right now. It's not dark. I just say darker because I'm normally really blonde, but I feel like it's put color back into my skin. I really love it. And my hair is getting stronger again. It's been over 2 months, maybe over 3 months actually, since I put bleach on it, and I'm going to continue with it. So hopefully I can get it back. My hair's pretty strong. My hair's damaged. Like you guys know if you've seen me without extensions, but my goal this year is to really get it into a better place. But I will say my hair's pretty tough and resilient. It takes a lot for it to like fry off. And I did that once, and I'll never go back. It's when I had to wear wigs for a few months, a few years ago. And I learned my lesson there. It was like this long. It was like 2 inches off my scalp. It was so bad. But we got back, we're good. And I will never do that again. So hopefully I'm maturing and learning my lesson. But as a hairdresser, I just always get so bored, and like, I don't know, it's so tempting because we're always around hair and we see different colors and transformations we want to try and trends we want to try. And I also just feel like it's like the only thing I have control over sometimes in my life is my hair. I get to actually choose that. So I just get tempted, but I know that I need to knock it off. Okay. Someone said, is your name inspired by something about Mary? And I don't know, because I've never seen that movie. I'm going to Google it right now. And I don't know if she means like my name Jessie or my name Jessikstyles. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. I'm going to pause. Okay. Sorry. I got a phone call, but I am back. So I'm Googling something about Mary. I'm doing Jessie. Is there a Jessie? Maybe I'll have to watch it because nothing's really popping up, but I'm going to watch that movie and then I will find out. But no, my name's not inspired by that because I don't even know what you're talking about, but maybe it's something. Okay. I'm considering going from platinum blonde to blonde next week. Should I do it? Yes, 100%. Although I may be the wrong person to ask because I'm always like, change your hair, do it. It'll be fun. Just don't fry your hair off, obviously. If you're willing to commit to it for like 6 months to a year, then I say do it because then you're not going to fry it off by trying to go back. And also make sure you use demi-permanents because us blondes, we love to be blonde again and you do not want permanent color on your hair. But no, I love my like bright blonde hair. I always get itches to do it again. But the older I've gotten, I do feel like I need more depth. So whether I'm more of like a blonde, a brunette, or even just like a dirty blonde with some dimension, I feel like that looks better on me now. And I feel like most people look better with dimension, color in their skin, color in their hair. Very few people can pull off like platinum straight blonde. And when they do, they rock it, but you have to have like the right skin tone for it. So I'm a fan. I say you do it. This question I've gotten a lot over the last few months, and I know that people have been curious, and I haven't really wanted to talk about it because it's not only me, it involves another person. And out of respect for that person, I don't want to like put a story out there because it really is no one's business. But I also understand that I make my life public. I bring people around, you get to know them. And then if they're gone, you're like, what happened? So someone asked, are you and Christina not friends anymore? We are not. And again, I don't want to get into it a ton. I already know there's a narrative out there that I can't keep friends and I'm a crazy boss and a crazy friend. Like, I know that. Like, I'm not surprised when people say that. Even the people I have lost in my life, I know they say stuff like that because when you're in a situation where you lose a friend and maybe you're hurt or upset or, embarrassed or whatever it may be, you say things like that. So I know for a fact, every person who's left that has been my friend, or that I've fired that has been my friend has said things like that. So I'm not surprised that that's the narrative. I also know people see that people leave and they jump to that conclusion as well. In this situation, the best thing I can think of to say is that I have learned a huge lesson, and I used to just hire every friend I've had, like literally probably almost every friend I've ever had has worked for me at one point. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. A great example of it working out is one of my best friends, Kenzie, worked for me for almost a year. You guys have probably seen her on my Instagram, and she is Brooke's wife, and Brooke is best friends with Jordan. So that's how I met her. And we became really, really close. And she stopped working for me over 6 months ago for sure, when she got pregnant, and she just couldn't keep up with everything anymore, which I totally understood. She's also an esthetician, so she just thought doing her aesthetics while being pregnant and having a baby would be a better fit. Totally understood. And it's all in the way you go about it when you're quitting a job or when you're thinking of leaving, or even when I have to fire someone, it's all in the way I go about it too. Because she just handled it like an adult and it was fine. And I'm never offended if anyone quits or leaves, because that's life. And especially in my industry, there's always turnover and evolution within any of the positions here. So I don't take it personally, and nothing bad happened with us. And we're still really great friends. So I see her all the time. She just had her baby. She's perfect. So that's a great example of me having a friend who worked for me, and it's fine. It ended, like the work relationship ended, but the friendship's still there, and that's normal and that's how it should be. But those situations aren't as public and as dramatized and as fun to talk about, you know? But when they end badly or we're not friends anymore, it's obviously met with curiosity. And I have learned a big lesson that I am no longer going to hire friends, no matter how badly they need a job, unless it is like a life or death situation and I really need to help someone out. And even then, I feel like I wouldn't have myself be their direct boss. But even when I'm not, it still sometimes doesn't work out great. So that sucks. But I feel like I've just learned that I can't give everyone in my life a job just because I have this. And it's so against my personality, because I give everything. I love to give. It's my love language. I love giving gifts. I love showing people my appreciation by sharing what I have. And I know it's a good quality, but it's burnt me so much. And I've actually been doing a lot of therapy to kind of dig into like the deeper reason behind it and why I do things like this. And not to like give you my whole therapy session, but something I've learned about myself is my core belief from when I was a child is that I've always believed I'm not good enough. And that stems from a bunch of different things that I'm currently working through. But that has carried into my adult life, where I have always felt like I'm not good enough. So now that I'm in a position where I have success and I have things, it's almost like I'm trying to prove to other people I am good enough now. So let me buy your affection, or let me buy you this, or let me do this for you, or give you this job, or bring you along with this, or give you the shirt off my back to show you I'm good enough now. I wouldn't say that's like my intention when I do it, because this is my core belief I've had to dig hard to find, and now I see it. But my intention when I'm doing these things initially is that I have this amazing life and these amazing things now, and I want to share it with the people in my life, and I want to make their life great as well. So I think it's a little bit of that and a little bit of my core belief about myself. And now that I've kind of like had that glass shattered for me, where I believe that, you know, I give people opportunities, chances, jobs, physical things because of that belief, I'm really reining in on it and realizing like why I do it and why I should maybe not do it sometimes. So with all that being said, I am really coming to that place where I do have friends that work for me currently, and those relationships are fine and great, and I believe will always be that way. But I'm not going to ever be hiring a friend from the outside again and bringing them in. Because of this belief that I have now realized about myself and seen the detriment and harm it has caused me in my relationships over the years, especially because when you get into that position with people and you give so much, they get used to it. And then when it stops, or when they're not maybe earning those things anymore, it can turn sour. And it's happened to me so many times. And then B, I also gave a lot of people jobs that they weren't quite qualified for. And in this situation with Christina, I would say that is probably the biggest reason, is I gave her a job that she wasn't qualified for, and not to blame her in any way. It was a very big position that we were all new to, and we threw her into it, but a lot of mistakes were made and a lot of bad things happened, and it got to the point where it just could not continue. And I know that she probably has a version of this story. I have a version of this story. Many people who work for me know what happened and saw it firsthand, and it's caused a lot of work for us to fix things. And a lot of money to fix things. And I don't want to get too into it because, again, I'm not trying to shade her. It just was not the right fit. And it's really hard to manage someone you've been best friends for a long time with as well. So I think that when personal feelings are involved with business, it's always tricky. Luckily, me and my family have worked it out. So I guess that's another thing that's wrong with me is I have rose-colored glasses on because I work with my parents and my sisters, and we have little arguments here and there, and like we've for sure gotten into it, but then we move on and it's fine. And with friends, I just assume it'll be that way. But friends are not family. They're not blood. They don't have that same loyalty to you or you to them. So it will probably never be that way. So, I have not talked to her in a while. And the way that she quit was not the way I wish it would have been handled. And because of that, it just didn't end well. So I wish her the best. I truly do. This one experience that we had together doesn't define our whole entire friendship. It was years and years and years of a really amazing friendship. She was like family to me. Her family and my family were like family. So it's been really hard, if I'm being honest. And I do wish her and her family nothing but the best. I have nothing but great things to say about her as a person and as a friend and who she was in my life for the time she was there. It just didn't work out professionally. And without saying too much, I stand 100% behind what I feel about what happened in the work environment. I don't feel bad about my opinions because mistakes were made and things happened that cost me a lot of money and a lot of stress and a lot of bad situations. So, as far as business goes, this is so hard. As far as business goes, I don't want to say too much, but I do think it's for the best that she doesn't work for me anymore. As far as her as a person and our friendship, I have nothing bad to say. And unfortunately, those two things got blurred together, and that sucks when that happens. So long story short, I will always love her. I will always care about her, regardless of what she says about me to other people or whatever. I will always have love for her. But it just wasn't the right fit. And unfortunately that kind of dampened our friendship. So it's really sad. It's really hard. And, between losing her and Stu a couple of years ago, I have definitely just learned that I am not going to hire friends from the outside or, bring people on and then become their best friend and give them the world, because that also doesn't work either. And the people I have in my life now that work for me and that are my friends, I feel like I have really good, healthy relationships with, good boundaries. They're all moms and they just kind of get it. Like we all just, have respect for each other, and it's really good right now. So unfortunately, sometimes these things have to happen for you to cherish the relationships in your life that deserve that nurturing. And I feel like it's just taught me so much with each bad situation that I've been in, unfortunately, with friends, and work. It's taught me a lot. So I feel like I'm in a stronger place than I've ever been as far as that goes. And I'm really grateful for that, but it is sad. It's really, really sad. It's really, really hard. And on a personal level, it was a really big loss for me. Okay. What color of extensions do you currently have in? So I currently have in the Trini, the Kendra, and the Stu. And I have in 1 bag of Trini, 2 bag of Kendra, 1 bag of Stu, J-tied. And that's between 2 rows. So that's, how much is that? Let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12. That's 6 wefts on each row. It's a lot of hair. And then I also have 3 bags of tapes, 1 Trini, 1 Kendra, 1 Stu. And I just kind of place those wherever I have gaps and then to kind of fill in the front. And I also use that Stu to build out a money piece since my hair's not that bright. And I love it. I am obsessed with the hair color I have right now. And it's going to stay for a while. This one I'm going to answer on here because it kind of ties back into me losing friends. And I just thought it was kind of ironic. Ricky, if you ever remember, Ricky loves balayage. He worked here for a while and we were really good friends. And then he ended up leaving and there was some drama, but me and him have talked it out. We're totally good. And I think sometimes all you need is that space, time, and distance, and things are great now. And I wish him nothing but the best. And I think he feels the same about me. But he asked if he can go to my Jay-Z party. So I put him on the list. So hopefully he'll be making an appearance. That was another friendship that was hard for me to lose because it was so intertwined in work as well. But I am really proud of him and what he's doing now and wish him nothing but the best. And hopefully I can be on that same page with everyone who's left at some point. Also, there's so many people who have left or like moved on from Jay-Z that you guys don't even know about because it didn't end badly, but there were like 4 bad ones or like 4, people that were in my life and then it didn't end well that you guys know of. And so it's hard because like those are going to stand out. But no, me and him are good. And I hope that the rest of them that it's happened with, that can happen too. Because I wish all of them nothing but the best. And I hope that that's the case for everyone. I think life is too short to focus on the drama and the negativity. Let's just all focus on our lives and where we're going, because we all have great opportunities ahead of us. Okay. How's your pre-diabetes? At first I was like, I bet my husband wrote this because he's been giving me a hard time, but it wasn't him. But I did get diagnosed by being pre-diabetic, and that sucked because I love sugar. If you know me, it's like all I eat and drink. And I had been getting these weird reactions. It almost felt like an allergy or a food allergy, something. And I went and got tested, and I was allergic to a few things like chicken, vanilla. There were some other things that were really depressing, but they were kind of mild allergies, but I am pre-diabetic in my blood work. So my dad's diabetic. I knew it would be a possibility. Also with how I eat, it's no shock, but I need to be better because I still just go to Dutch Bros every day and eat like nothing's changed, and I need to get on that. So that's actually one of my goals for this year too, is just to learn how to properly eat. My biggest downfall is I'm so busy that like DoorDash is my life. I don't ever meal prep. I don't have time to cook. I just grab what's quickest and easiest, and that's typically not the healthiest. And I'm going to be pretty busy until April. And after that, like this summer, even though I'm still going to be busy, my life will be a little less busy. And I'm focusing on like really like getting in tune with my body and what I'm eating and working out regularly. I'm still trying to do that now. It's just as my life is nuts right now. So I'm really hoping that that can be a goal that I have that I make come true. So hopefully I never get diabetic. It might happen, but I'm going to really try to turn it around. And I'm going to go get my blood work done in a few months to kind of see how things are going. Okay. There were a few more questions, but I did answer those ones on Instagram, so I figured I wouldn't repeat them. I am going to do the vent deck, because me and Kaylee do this on every episode, and it's definitely not as fun without her here, but I figured I would do it. So I'm going to grab a random card. These are always so hard to get out of the container. What has become worse over time? Oh gosh. I would say like social media culture, cancel culture, just how involved we are with other people's lives on social media now. That's super hypocritical for me to say because I run a business that is like primed from social media and I put my life out there and my job is social media, but it has gotten worse because I think younger and younger kids are getting social media. They're now easily comparing themselves to other people. Back when I was in junior high, we had MySpace, but it was like new. So it wasn't really a huge thing yet. So if I didn't get invited to something, I didn't know until next week at school, right? And then it was blown over. But right now in real time, kids are seeing when they're not getting invited to things or when someone's saying something about them online or making fun of them or shading them. And I just think that's really hard. And I have a 12-year-old stepdaughter and I'm already seeing it with her that like she's on Instagram and trying to like keep up with that. And it makes me sad because I think Instagram and TikTok and social media in general are amazing tools. And especially for my business, I'm so grateful for it. And I wouldn't have what I have without it. But I think it can be really detrimental for kids. And I also think now we're all a little desensitized where, it's so much easier now to like start a Reddit thread about someone or leave mean comments about someone or, just be so mean to people online now because we're so used to like people putting their lives out there that we're just thinking it's okay now to say mean things. So I think that has definitely gotten worse over time for sure. Okay, that was the solo Jessie episode. I feel like I definitely overshared a little bit, but hopefully you enjoyed it. We will have Kaylee back next week. I promise we will be back on our schedule. I'm actually proud of us because since we started podcasting again about 8 weeks ago, we took a long break because life was crazy. We started about 8 weeks ago and we've only missed 1 week, which is impressive because we have both been so busy. But I promise you guys, we love doing the podcast. It's so fun that it's on YouTube now, so you can listen or watch, and it's one of my favorite things to do. So thank you so much if you are a listener and a supporter of Just Jay-Z podcast. We really appreciate you. So I'll catch you next week. Thank you so much for listening to Just Jay-Z podcast. You can catch us once a week here on Apple or Spotify, and you can also watch us on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe.